Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to episode 10 on the Red Devils rebuild. Since the last episode, which was the Carabao Cup final against Manchester City, we have played 3 games. We've beaten Leicester 2-1 away, and then a 6-0 win at home to Burnley, and a 0-0 draw on the road to Wolves. So we could just go into those games and just quickly take a look at how they all went down there. In the Leicester game, Johnny Evans scored in the 86th minute for Leicester. Manchester United alumni, of course, Johnny Evans, now 31, and at Leicester City. But the United goals came from James Garner on 73 minutes and Andres Pereira on 81. United had more the possession, more shots, but Leicester did have 3 shots on target as well. We quickly take a look at the player ratings for that game for the 2-1 win against Leicester. So Tolo and Luke Shaw shining at fullback. Andres Pereira had a good game there with his goal, of course, in the attacking midfield role, an 8 rating for him. And James Garner, the other goal scorer for United on that day, also had an 8 rating. Then we go into the 6-0 win at home to Burnley at Old Trafford. Pereira again with another goal, 2 for Rashford, Chong, Gomez, and another goal for James Garner. So if you look at that, Pereira, basically they're all youth team players. Pereira, 2 for Rashford, Chong, Gomez, and Garner, all with goals. 56% possession, 11 shots, and 6 on target. So it's a massively dominant game for United there against Burnley. Player ratings: Aaron Wan-Bissaka coming back in at right back. He did well. Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, who's nearly pushing a 7 average now. A 9 for Pereira and Gomez. Gomez was man of the match, and Pereira picked up a yellow card. James Garner got an 8 rating there. Herrera did okay as well. So that was a 6-0 win at Old Trafford against Burnley, and then the other game we played was a 0-0 draw away to Wolves. As you can see, Callum Wilson had a goal disallowed on 71 minutes, and Diogo Dalot was sent off on 89. Let's take a look at the ratings for that. Luke Shaw, man of the match at left back for Manchester United, 8 rating for Luke Shaw, 7.37 average for Luke Shaw. Apart from that, Luke Shaw was the only player that had a decent game, really. No one else particularly did well at Wolves, which is probably why we drew 0-0. But in today's episode, it will be Shakhtar Donetsk away in the first knockout round of the Champions League. That's the second leg. If we take a look at the score from the first leg, we won. Was this an away game? Yeah. So we won the first leg 4-1. So yes, we should be right. We probably will rest a few players because the next game that we're going to have after the Shakhtar one is Tottenham Hotspur away in the Premier League. We'll quickly go ahead and take a look at the Premier League table. We have played obviously those few games. So after 30 matches, we are 5 points clear of Tottenham, but they do have a game in hand. But even if they obviously win their game in hand, we'll still be 2 points clear. So that Spurs game is a really big one for our season. If we win that, then I think we should win the league from that position, to be honest. Okay, so the team to face Shakhtar Donetsk is De Gea in goal, back four, Shaw, Lindelof, Bailly and Young. We massively changed that back four to rest players for the Tottenham game. Completely changed back four there. Garner, Herrera in midfield again. We rested McTominay and Pogba ready for the Tottenham game. Lingard, Mata and Chong behind Greenwood, who was up front by himself. Again, we rested Wilfred Zaha, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Jesse Lingard. Oh no, Lingard started. So yes, we rested a lot of players all over the pitch really in preparation for the Spurs game, because that's the big one. We want to win the league and we're 4-1 up in the Champions League. So hopefully we can get past Shakhtar today with this team. But on the bench is Romero, Wan-Bissaka, Gomez, Martial, Wilson and Dalot. So that is the team for the Shakhtar Donetsk game. Second leg of the first knockout round in the Champions League. So can United do the business here? 4-1 up from the first leg, as I said, so we should be right. Lingard with a foul there in the first minute. Lingard picks it up again. Garner, Greenwood, Mata, and the attack dies out a little bit. Herrera into Chong, Mata, Young, nearly got the cross in there, wide on the right. Chong with a throw in then, but it goes out for a corner to Manchester United. Mason Greenwood comes over to take this first corner of the game for United. Greenwood gets in, easily cleared. Mata's in there, bouncing about a bit. Ashley Young, Chong, can you get a good cross in? Mata, Greenwood, Garner. Oh, Garner needs to score again. He's had a couple of goals in the last few games. James Garner really starting to come into his own with a bit of game time. Greenwood there on the edge of the box as well. And Jesse Lingard is in, makes it 1-0. Lingard with the goal, 1-0 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate now. Greenwood, Lingard, Garner, Mata, cleared away by the Shakhtar defence, easily there. Half an hour gone. Jesse Lingard's goal on 19 minutes of the difference between the two sides. Ashley Young again getting the ball into Chong. Herrera back to Young. Young's fouled and it's a free kick to United. Juan Mata comes over to take the free kick. Mata whips it into Mason Greenwood and Greenwood scores his 5th goal of the season. United are 2-0 up on the night. 6-1 on aggregate now. And we will probably at this rate be making some changes at half time. Lindelof to by Garner, passing about nicely in the midfield. Herrera to Mata. Mata makes it 3. And it's 7-1 on aggregate now. Under Herrera with the assist for Juan Mata. United are 3-0 up. I'm glad we rested some players now. I thought this would be the case that we would get through this game relatively easy, and we've done it 3-0 up at half time away to Shakhtar Donetsk. Dominant possession. They've only had one shot. Everyone's doing good. Look there, Lingard, Mata and Greenwood. 3 of the front 4, all on 9 ratings. Who've got on a bench that we can bring on. I mean, we don't want to play Wan-Bissaka, Marshy. We can bring on. This would bring on Gomez for Lingard because he possibly will play against Tottenham, and we'll give Deleu's not fit. So we'll give Callum Wilson. Wilson can have half an hour. Take him off for Greenwood after 60 minutes. And we might bring Romero on as well to get a little bit of game time into him and rest ahead. We don't normally change the goalkeeper, but it's a good opportunity for Romero to get some minutes, and just in case we do potentially get an injury to De Gea later in the season, then Romero's at least going to be reasonably match fit to come in, because there's no other changes that we really want to make. I mean, who else to be on the bench? We quickly look. I mean, the other players on the bench were Wan-Bissaka and Martial. We don't want to bring them on. And Mata makes it 4. We're going to make those changes now that we just talked about. Mason Greenwood with the assist for Juan Mata. It's awesome game for Mason Greenwood. So Wilson on then for Greenwood. We just talked about him, and then Diogo Dalot on at right back in place of Ashley Young. James Garner's having a good game. Juan Mata's having a good game. Let's resume. 4-0 up on the night. And that takes us to 8-1 on aggregate now. Nice, easy second leg here in the Champions League for Man United. We didn't think it would be this easy against Shakhtar. It was a very favourable draw. Gomez is in, and it's cleared out for a throw-in. Mason Greenwood his average is pushing up to 7 now. He's getting a few goals, and he's only 17, so he's got still a lot of developing to do. He will get game time. 25 minutes to go and we're 4-0 up. Absolutely dominated this game today, Shakhtar. I've only had 2 shots, only one of those being on target. Yeah, now just playing the game out, really. Didn't bring on Romero. We'll just leave De Gea because we don't really want to mess about with the goalkeeper too much if we don't need to. Luke Shaw running at the defence there, and it's cleared by the Shakhtar defenders. Just quickly check in on the latest scores in the other games. PSV are 2-0 up against Borussia Dortmund. I'm not sure what the score was in the first game there. Lindelof to Ghana, and that is it. Manchester United win 4-0 away to Shakhtar Donetsk in the first knockout round. Second leg, that made it 8-1 on aggregate after the 4-1 win at Old Trafford in the first leg. David De Gea putting a solid shift in goal there. We didn't play Romero ahead. Well, Luke Shaw coming in at left back to replace Kieran Tierney, who was being rested for the Tottenham game, had a solid performance as well. Herrera and Garner, as a partnership in that midfield, did very well, but Garner's fitness is lacking. Juan Mata, man of the match, 2 goals and a 10 rating for Juan Mata. Ashley Young, who came in at right back in replace of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, had a good game. And Jesse Lingard played well and scored. And Mason Greenwood, who came in for Rashford up front, also scored. And the Champions League quarter-final draw has been made, and we are facing Real Madrid. So we played one game since that Shakhtar match, which was the first match on this episode, and it was a 5-0 win at Old Trafford in the 6th round of the FA Cup, as you can see there, against Swansea City. Goals from Wilfried Zaha, 2 for Anthony Martial, and 2 for Andres Pereira, whose average rating is now pushing way above 7. So we dominated possession there, 56% possession, 20 shots and 10 on target, and Swansea only had 2 attempts and none of those were on target. So it was a massively dominant game for United there in the FA Cup. 6 rounds against Swansea. We just quickly take a look at the player ratings. Anthony Martial, 2 goals and a 10 rating, man of the match. Andres Pereira also with 2 goals and a 10 rating, as we just spoke about with Pereira. Herrera and Wilson come off the bench there, not doing great, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Kieran Tierney doing well at fullback. So definitely a solid defence there with Maguire and Milito in the middle. The two of them bombing on. They got a couple. Can we check the assist? Match stats, home stats. Did they get assist? Yeah. So we got 2. Wan-Bissaka got 2 assists and Tierney got 1. Now we are facing Tottenham in a top of the league clash, and the team for the Tottenham Hotspur game is going to be as follows. David De Gea in goal, our usual back 4 of Tierney, Milito, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. McTominay and Pogba in midfield, Martial, Pereira and Wilfried Zaha behind Marcus Rashford, who was up front. Pereira's in that team in the middle because he's just playing, as we just showed, he's been playing really well. A couple of 10 ratings and 9s there, 7.25 average rating for young 23-year-old Andres Pereira, who now has 2 caps for Brazil history. Pereira's got 9 goals and 6 assists in 31 matches. Can we look at Pereira's coach report? So he's 3.5 star potential ability. But he's definitely performing well. And if we quickly, can we take a look at the league table just to show you how the league table looks before this Tottenham game? Yeah, as we are 1 point clear of Spurs with a game in hand. So if they win this, they got 2 points clear of game in hand, and then the title race is very much in the hands of Tottenham. But if we win, we've got 4 points clear, and even if they win the game in hand, we'll still be a point in front. So big game. Big game today. We only lost once in the league still. That was against Chelsea in August, and we lost the game to Bayern in the Champions League in November. So here we go. We're going to Tottenham, and we need a win to keep ourselves on track for this Premier League title. Kieran Tierney clearing it there, but it goes straight to Dele Alli. Maguire takes out Harry Kane. It's a free kick to Tottenham midway in the United half, but it comes to nothing, but they do have a corner. Son with a corner, and it's a goal. Harry Kane is 25th goal of the season for Harry Kane. Tottenham are 1-0 up after 7 minutes. United have got a free kick. It's so hard to take, and it's in. Equaliser, Scott McTominay. Pereira with the foul. The goal's been disallowed. That was an excellent response to that Harry Kane goal, and they're 2-0 up now, Tottenham. Oh no. This time we haven't been dominant, so dominant this season. I know it's 3. That one from Kane was disallowed, but we're 2 down. inside half an hour. Kane scores again. It's 3-0 to Spurs now. This game is just getting away from us. This was the big game. I'm going to go 2 up front. This is the one we wanted to win, and we're absolutely capitulating here. We've not played this bad all season. We're 3-0 down in the first half. Wan-Bissaka, Pereira, Zaha can't score. Easy for the Tottenham keeper there. And here comes Tottenham again, but Wan-Bissaka cuts out and Spurs win it straight back. Wan-Bissaka with the free kick then. Wilfred Zaha, Kieran Tierney, Pereira looking for Zaha, but he can't quite get on the end of that one. Poor first half for Manchester United. We've not played this badly all season, and what a time to do it. The top of the table clash against Tottenham. Oh no, we've got a game in hand. Okay. Even if we lose this, win our next game, we'll be back to the top of the league. The player ratings. Can you really take any positives from that first half? We're going to put Rashford out wide and put Zaha up front for the first 10-15 minutes of this second half. See how we get on. See if Zaha can have more luck in front of this Tottenham goal than Rashford has. Rashford with the ball down on the right. It's fouled. Oh, maybe Rashford fouled him. Ah, dear. Tierney, Pogba, Pereira, Wilfred Zaha, and there we go. Anthony Martial with a goal. Assist from Andreas Pereira. Just quickly turning into a very important player for the young Manchester United team. He's also struggling for fitness, Pereira, so we will bring on Jesse Lingard for Pereira. Greenwood on for Rashford. Leave Zaha up front. Still got one more change that we can make. United free kick, Wan-Bissaka to take it back to Kieran Tierney. Tierney into Lingard, McTominay, Pogba, Tierney, Martial. Free kick to United again. Have we got anyone else on the bench that we can quickly bring on that's going to make a difference? Okay, we'll bring on Wilson for Martial. For Zaha on the left, Wilson up front, Lingard in behind. Greenwood better over there. No, okay, leave that. 9 minutes to go with 2 goals adrift to Tottenham at this point. Harry Kane hat-trick, and he had 1 disallowed. Maybe Harry Kane's a striker we just should have signed instead of Callum Wilson. They're still coming forward, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Tottenham have just been too good. If we finish second to this Tottenham team, then they would have deserved the title. And they're coming again, Ali to Kane, well saved by De Gea. Kane was trying again there. He's non-stop, Harry Kane. Ultimately, the difference in this game was Harry Kane for Tottenham, hat-trick, and he had 1 disallowed. Was he man of the match? Yes, obviously, of course he was. Harry Kane was man of the match. Pogba had a decent game in midfield, and Martial scored the goal. Apart from that, that's disappointing. His second defeat of the season, with 2 points now behind Tottenham. That wasn't good enough at all. Okay, so we did lose to Spurs in that top of the table clash, 3-1. But you just got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get on with it. We've not lost a game since November. It is now April, so we've done well. Next up, I think we're going to do Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final and Real Madrid at home in the quarter-final of the Champions League. And the game after that, we will do Manchester City in the league and the Real Madrid game in the quarter-final of the Champions League at the Bernabeu. So that's what we have coming up in the next couple of episodes. Thank you very much for watching this one. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result we wanted against Tottenham, but there's still plenty to play for this season, plenty of trophies to try and win. So put a like on the video for me, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and thank you very much for watching.